On Lotus, an unorthodox pick. I'm excited to see what he can do.
It's going to be Cloud9 starting on the offense side, a team who do the opposite. They went for the sleeper picks out of challenges and have come up already with good results here in the kickoff. Zeppa, the one to watch after the game against NRG. Lights out across both of those maps. Once gets his lights knocked out there by that fault line, but they'll be ready to push on out here. TP out straight away. They look a little bit dangerous for VALORANT.
That wall will go up just to obscure the view, but Trent backing up, caught before he could round the corner. All of C9 gathered up, ready to explode through tree. G2 on the rotate. Do they want to try to take the fight to them, though?
They're battered net pretty low. Zeppa and Mitch, not so much. They're able to get in and make this fight, but net, yep, just going to be that anchor player. Didn't have a lot of help to work with, while the rest of C9 get up and in onto that A site.
I like this. They're trying to flip the site, take control of Heaven. VALORANT is ready for this, though, with the paranoia on standby. Not a moment to send it just yet.
The barrier, though, is in stairs. G2 have limited options to get into the site. Noxie's going to be forced back by that paranoia. Jorgamo stunned briefly. Now you got to go for it. Leaf and Jorgamo looking to group up here. Here comes the Teo Util in. It's going to be back and forth. Leaf's able to get in there, though. Vic trying to play around this one way to some degree. Leaf's already on the defuse. It's up to Vic here. Got to find a way through, but he's sticking it. Right clicks interrupt, but Professor P gets the job done.
Oh, that was a cheeky...
Tough for G2 to retake Wyatt. We'll see if G2 allow them so deep into these sites and execute again.
So you can see as an example here that Omen, it is standard to take that teleport, get over back rubble. That's what Vic does. And you can outpace the salvos that come in from the defensive Tejo doing so. You know, same if you want to have your raise satchel out there.
Ooh, okay. Jorgamo, zero connection on either of those outlaw shots.
The rarest of whiffs from the Dogamo.
And now the smoke comes up, so Jorg has to play inside the site alongside Trent, who pulls back from tree, but C9 diving over towards the B side of the map. There is a snake bite on the ground, but one player snuck through.
Yeah, still shouldn't be too much danger to Leaf.
He knows. I think he spots Mitch's shoulder there. It's going to be forced back. Fault line, it misses. He steps to the left and he's able to take Mitch down. VALORANT there has to be the left side of defense, and heads are sheared clean off. Wow, G2
got 9 rounds in that game. First match of the season, immediate chance for some revenge.
It's a different C9 roster than what we had then. That was the Rossi look.
The hotly debated Rossi look into this new iteration that immediately off the jump just beat the bad roster move allegations, at least up until this point.
Cloud9 here. Pretty slow about moving on out, but clearing these close corners as if they want to start hitting A little faster. That toxic screen, though, is going to allow G2 to play out from Hobbit.
Again, you can see the defenders, G2, just gathering up, ready to explode onto C9 when they try and press forward in one of those transitional moments. A barrage of utils to come in, but now rotating away is that Tejo. Trent trying to meet up with Jaw on site, who's still got that outlaw. Couldn't connect the shot on the prior round, and will have to connect 2 to kill anyone on C9. They've all got the heavy arms.
Yeah. In the head, buddy. There it is, Oxy down to 10. Mitch able to deal with Trent at the very least, and Net wants to go towards Baby Doll. What a catch! Off of his own Grav Net wide. That is huge. Jorgamo and VALORANT now have to put it together. The latter is a long way away, but Jorg takes a swing, takes a shot, and Vic is cleaned up, but man, he needs help. And the mastermind is too far away.
Unfortunately, it takes 3 millennia to reload the outlaw. You have to be far, far away.
A literal ice age. Net here. There's no hurry. Yeah, VALORANT picks him up, but Net's been playing that position in the post plant constantly.
All of a sudden, we've got some real danger, and danger aside, the economic damage already dealt from G2 is
pretty good.
More than enough to be happy to walk away with. If VALORANT just goes down here.
Denying 3 guns from Cloud9 on a bonus round at G2. And VALORANT, if he can get just a little more, he'll be grinning.
Good luck, though, against the Breach Tejo trying to defuse a spike with the clock ticking.
There is it. TP here for VALORANT, but won't be able to reposition now that Tejo Util going to come in, and VALORANT hasn't left himself enough time. He'll be walking away from this one here as Cloud9.
He's been looking so good as of late.
And it's a fast push up here for Oxy now as G2 start to converge on B with 3 players. 1-3-1, look for the defenders now as Oxy. He's hit with a concuss. He's going to take some damage here and walk out into the open. Just beg for his frag to be taken, and Trent finds the other.
Oh, Mitch wanted to trade that out, but G2 had a few rifles trained on that choke point. I mean, even if Mitch got 1, he was going to go down as well. Advantage extended for G2.
What a disastrous start to the round. Net throws down the grab net. Gets in onto that seaside. Elite is going to be forced away here. He lacks backup right now, and Waterfall smoked off.
Happy to just retreat is Leaf. Wow, C9, they want to push
fighting
more.
this?
They want to take this duel.
Okay, well, Leaf says, I'll have one, thank you. Yes, perhaps the wall now. That's cleared also pretty easy now. There's a chance here for G2. Net trying to push up now. Trent finds his third of the round. Zeppa sat back on the site. Get ready for a spray, but Fallon puts it to bed.
The Annihilation ready to go on this round. It is going to be an eco, but perhaps that could turn the tide.
Looking like a war zone out there with his Teho util already thrown down. Oxy commits over rubble already with a stinger. He needs to close the gap, and it might be another blast pack that gets him there, but it's been a quiet outing for him so far. And that stealth drone's gonna spot him out. It's just too easy for Jaw.
The rest of the Cloud9 team, they've retreated. They're trying to pivot over to this site where VALORANT is taking contact. And he knows that he can just fall back, play this safe, allow Cloud9 to come in and again just play for this man advantage retake if necessary, and that will be the case.
Dimensional drift earned by Jorgamo as well after that first encounter of the round that puts Oxy out of commission. Once again, Valen not overextending for this. This wall's easily clear with that smoke in the way, and here's Valen, he gets his one. Jaw there, getting towards back halls now, and that's the wall cleared.
I do like that aggressive flash peek. C9 trying to find some kind of advantage.
He knows!
Net overextended.
Information there coming from Jorgamo. Jonah able to capitalize, and it's Trent from Waterfall. This is airtight stuff from G2. They'll put their fourth on the board.
It is fantastic. Might as well use this dimensional drift that Jaw,
you know, slows them right down.
And we've seen for Cloud9 how important Oxy has been to their success, was the critical factor of them making playoffs last year. This breakout star trying to brute force into Tree past the Viper wall will get control of the area. G2, they've rotated quickly to defend this.
The Rolling Thunder going to come in, but the Annihilation is going to slow, well, you'd think, Cloud9 up. Instead, they're going to go for it anyway. Concuss does connect onto Mitch, but it's still all systems go for C9, and there's Oxy fighting his double. Mitch folds away, knows VALORANT has no choice but to take this fight, and it's an easy pickup, although Vic somehow in the periphery was down. Jonah P finds his, and now Leaf has to fight in against Oxy and Mitch in the post plant.
Oh, that was some great movement to get the kill on Zeppa, his longtime old teammate. But now, 1 versus 2, Oxy and Mitch trying to set up a crossfire. Leaf creeping upstairs, going for the flank at some point here. Oxy needs to be aware. So
This
much
has got to
time is
give
ticking.
Oxy knows. He has that awareness, but I think Leaf has managed to avoid detection. They're never going to check pit. Here's Leaf. One. Leaf! The mastermind! The Cloud9 in utter shambles! That's not a round you can afford to lose, and not like that!
He has completely worked them.
The most circuitous route for the retake possible.
Looks like C9 hitting the gas showstopper quickly, but denied by the Molotov on the ground. Oxy can't get past.
And he doesn't want to commit further to try and guarantee a hit off that showstopper. Fair enough. Rolling Thunder here makes things awkward for C9, and Jorgamo found Zeppa. Digs him out on the A side of the map. Now, narrowing options down for C9. They have to re-clear that area.
Zeppa needs to begin heating up. That's a really winnable duel for him. It was a slow peak from Jorgamo. He was silently walking. Zeppa torched NRG in Cloud9's debut. Really shut down those saying he should have been one of the casualties of C9's roster moves in the offseason. With that breakout performance in match 1, needs to step it up here. They need him to be in that kind of form.
But like he said, it could be anybody on C9. Any given day that steps up to that degree, but they could use a reprise of that performance from Zeppo right about now. Eyes towards B now. Cloud9 finally settling on their intended spike location. Oxy steps into a Trent. Okay, Trent cuts a bloody swath through Cloud9, and Net is able to salvage.
30 seconds left.
But it's a grim landscape that he looks upon now with the absence of his teammates, and Leaf will put him out of his misery.
This team is looking scared out of the B site, but ends in tragedy. Early a fight again.
And who is with him? Who is with him? The rest of C9 are forced back by the fault line. Oxy has no support there. And he's committed. He's stuck out there. He has to go for it. Another early round play goes up in smoke for the attackers.
Trying to pivot now back to Mound or Cloud9. We've seen this story multiple rounds now, where they go for that early foray into A. They try to insert someone or find a pick, but it's really just resulted in loss of life. They pivot to C. G2 give the side up. They play for the man advantage, retake, rinse and repeat.
Valen can take his time here. He is flashed, forced back, but the Leaf is there. The second wave steps up, deals with Vic, and now stands confidently in between both of these salvos. Surely you can't have another one. Zephyr might swing on this one. Net from the high ground, though, deals with it. Sting is here. Remember, it's an awkward buy for C9. They've done well to at least get into the site, but still no plant.
That's the first time we've really seen G2 try to fight before the spike goes down. Dodgemo on the flank gets a free one onto Zephyr. It's all in the hands of Net versus former team with no HP, no weaponry.
They're brimming with confidence, Wyatt. There's no need to wait for them to plant. No need to give the extra credits over to C9. They are being throttled in every metric. And Net just doesn't even see where his assailants are.
We have Cloud9 with the full buy. Big ultimates to play with here to stop the bleeding. Leaf feeling the pressure from the fault line, going to drop the Viper's Pit, try and delay this C-side execute, allow some rotates to come through.
And he avoids all of it. Every one of those ultimates, yep. Okay, well, Leaf's going to sit inside the pit that wasn't able to be cleared by all of that util. There was someone caught inside that Annihilation at the very least. Looks like they were rescued though. Was it a clone? Was that a Yoru clone inside the Annihilation?
We'll need a replay on that from the point of view of the Annihilator. And
okay.
I would love to see what happened there. I could not tell through the mess of the pit and just seeing Leaf trying to dodge around everything that was happening.
I'm thinking Jorgamo might have boomed him into the next dimension. Well, we'll check back in on that.
And this time C9, they're back on the pivot to A. I like this util to re-clear Rubble, but they're flashed up, denied, and the guiding salvo forces them back out of the choke point.
The retake wall gets thrown up, denies their vision, and Cloud9 now 34 seconds to work with. B is the only option they haven't tried getting Net actually able to find some momentum. But Jonah P steps back up, sits him down, and now you've got no choice. Cloud9 had to throw themselves at this solution, and it's going to be Vic solo TPing forward. Jonah lazily takes him out. Now with 2 players left, this is Cloud9 in a position to try and plant, but time is short and Jaw. Yeah, he can't see the planter. Valen, though, tries to make something happen from upper, but it's a solo endeavor.
This is must win for C9. They can't give this round up. They can't afford to lose another.
Zephyr is low. Leaf knows he's up there, and he is starting to creep up on the site. Zephyr is holding a passive angle here, and he swings it. George just deals with him. Now Leaf can potentially try and work around the extremities of this poison orb. Someone give it a tickle, surely. And that's why it's called the can opener, not cannot.
They drop the orb, perfect timing, double face.
This many years, in fact.
All missiles away.
They're trying to get out into A, but again, it's G2 with this early control, the breach, the Tejo. It's just too strong on that area of the map. Wants to make a duel against Jaw, but he just can't win that. You can't beat Jaw right now.
All right, Leaf going to be leaked here briefly. Oxy, though, a little bit too late to capitalize on that, but still gets himself onto the side here. Once again, G2 not looking to interfere pre-plant. They're really giving a lot of space.
C9 want to find a pick. They want to even this 4v4. Dimensional drift to get the information for the retakers.
Okay, Oxy, a little sharp. More of that. And Cloud9 will be smooth sailing with Jonah P. Chimes back in. Professor will book no nonsense. Jaw? Okay, just from the dimensional drift into a fault line. Not ideal. Mitch sets that up well. Now the Rolling Thunder. Just as Leaf was trying to make a push, so Vic's able to clean him up comfortably and find a second from the back of sight. It's up to Old Faithful, Old Reliable. Valen will fall and Vic comes alive. Until there from Mitch, Rolling Thunder gets at least 2 kills for Vic. He happily snaps him up. Now though, this is not a round that will be supported by mass ultimates.
Wow, different from C9. They want to just contact out of here with the flash.
Okay, we get there. It's a little dicey, but we get there. 2 sprayed down there with the Phantom. Jonah's going to have to stand and fight here, but he went for the weapon switch. And Zephyr was able to catch him out.
Great refight from Cloud9. They just need to seal the deal, trade down effectively in the 3 versus 2. They can go tree into A safely.
Leaf already with a massive 1 versus 3 clutch earlier in this half.
Vic still has a paranoia. Could be a big piece of util to have one of his teammates swing off of, or he can proc that when the spike is tapped, flash up the person trying to defuse.
Jaw should be able to switch to a rifle. Yep, he's picked up a Phantom.
Time to jump.
Op really not where he wants to be in a fight like this. Now they're making all sorts of noise here with the paranoia. There's the clone, a lot of damage being put on C9 here. Jaw tries to swing it. Leaf is there. Oh my goodness, Leaf. There's more work to be done. Very classy little right click here, and he knows approximately where Zephyr is, but not exactly. It's the 2 teammates, brothers in arms from yesteryear, and Zephyr this time wins it out. Short.
9.
Yeah, I mean, Jonah P not ready for that at all, right? You see him actually switching to a flash at the time. Jaw this time happy to throw down, but of course, Cloud9 syncopate a little bit. They are going to walk up through this smoke still and clear that area with the aftershock.
Salvo forces Jawjamo to retreat, take that teleport back to A, double up with Trent. That is a strong duo to anchor this site. Armageddon comes through to try to force them off. Out Trent is caught.
Trent! Okay! I don't think he knew where to go. Flashed out, it's unclear either way. Jonah hit with that grab net. That's the second time Net has pulled off that play, following up on his own grab net. And there's Oxy, converting and doing what needs to be done. Perfect. Now we're cooking.
Perfect timing on that. Top of the board. Let's see if they can play even better on defense. They looked good against NRG the other day. They had a lot of cool trap plays with this deadlock and then using the damage from Tejo.
Both teams looking to make extensive use of Valorant's newest initiator. It's going to be Vic called upon here to be the contact player from the C side. And okay, Joe. Shoulder peek to confirm there is an Omen in the site. Paranoia is going to force Vic out entirely, though, so for relatively little cost, G2 is set up on C.
Yeah, time for a full retake situation. Fair bit of utility for Cloud9 to work with. There's a stealth drone for Zeppa. Vic has that Paranoia to try and get back in, and Mitch's fault line just cycled. Not a situation you see super often on a pistol round, but let's see if C9 have a protocol for this, if they've got that set retake ready.
Yeah, grab net there as well for Net. Okay, there's a fault line, comes from both ways. In fact, 3 players from C9 stunned up, but G2 aren't in a position to capitalize, and here's the fight. Jorgamo with the right click on the side. Valen doesn't want to fully commit. He knows he's a little out at sea. The rest of his team are sat on Mound, and Valen is going to be the sacrificial lamb to try and hold them up. He gets his, and now from long distance, and all this terrifying util, Cloud9 have got to fight through a literal avalanche of explosives.
Defenders want to gamble for a full A fight, rushing down rubble, and Trent simply containing back towards spawn. Will fall back with the rest of the team who intend on going to a very vacant C site.
Yeah, cat's out of the bag now for Cloud9. Now they're just going to try and chase them down. Obviously a pretty long range. Leaf is the ghost player here, so definitely considered a little more expendable, despite the fact that he's been ranching Cloud9, 15-7 his scoreline. And we're all in the C side now. C9 looking for a retake here, maybe from B through Waterfall.
And that they try to flip the site just a little bit. Can play from back halls. They know that all of Cloud9 were running through A, so they've taken some really excellent forward positioning.
Valen can give this info. No one is wrapping up towards hall side, he says. Now, though, he might smash it. Sees, oh my goodness, okay, 2 for 1. Take that deal any day of the week. And now the Professor is also presiding over the setup to aggressively play into rubble this time. Okay.
Just purely predictive that someone would be jiggling or holding C with the dark cover there.
I guess the
Mental.
fully armored target. Actually, I think that was the half armor, half armor player. Either way, Vic. Those ones are tough to swallow.
Oh, Net wants to re-clear, but Leaf, keenly aware, doesn't forego the watchful eye on that angle.
Just want to remind people this is a bonus for G2, one in which they have 3 Bulldogs.
And one in which they're about to win. C9 make a miracle happen. C-site free once again. That's where G2 are headed.
And there's no one home. And they know that for a fact after Net had sort of pushed up off of that.
They're about to get 2 free upgrades as well, by the way.
And they've had the C-site for free 2 rounds in a row. This time now with a very undermanned C9 who, well, I think they're thinking about holding on to these weapons as long as they can.
They might just have to go for the save here.
Little 3-gunner.
Keep enough weapons that they're not just strictly playing for OT if they send it right now. G2, they can hunt. Leaf trying to do something with the Outlaw here. Oxy on the angle and a little bit too quick.
Doesn't cost him too much at the end. Cloud9 really, with 3 guns, have nowhere to go. And all they've really learned about what G2 are doing is, well, they're not fighting aggressively on rubble yet. That's at least the conditioning that's been set. Cloud9 spent...
Dark cover goes down. Pressure from the Tejo. G2, they try to rush this through the smoke.
Okay, Vic's able to recover something, but that util has been very, very good from Jonah P. Fault line sets an easy kill up for Vic. Okay, Mitch not too bad, finding 2 here. It's Zeppa and the armorless Net remaining in this 2 versus 2.
The Net who's trying to push for a bit of information. It looks like G2 are going to end up walking into Zeppa over on that C site.
It's unclear really if Zeppa's going to give them too much here. Can sort of go and scout this with the drone. Honestly, this is a ratty spot, Zeppa. That is extremely rodent-esque. He's getting out of it. Swinging on the Jorg. Okay,
timing.
Had his back turned. Yep, sometimes it's just meant to be.
Minor signs of life for C9 in the second half. Oxy going in fast, wants to play top. Rubble. Jogmo getting that information with the dimensional drift, actually pivoting into B where the rest of the team will meet him.
Yeah, already flash pressure going to be there. Net going to force Net back. And immediately the judge goes to work, but Oxy with a spray down through is able to catch out the offender. Now it's going to fall apart for G2. It's just Leaf. Spike a long way away. He's playing from upper, still doable with those headshots. Leaf versus Vic. Old versus new. The mastermind versus the student. There it is from Vic. Your favorite player's favorite.
The star performances always that are driving attention from the community.
From Moist X Shopify to Cloud9, Vic has burst onto the scene this year.
We have this deep dark cover place that's currently being worked around by Leaf. Now tucked into the corner as the rest of his team press up towards A. Playing off the wall, Jojimo is in deep. It's rare to see a Viper on this map nowadays, which is funny because it used to be a must pick.
Net. Little aim laps. Brimming with confidence, pushes out a B, runs into a drone. Clowns on him a little bit. Jorgamo hoping that flash is going to keep the stairs players at bay for a little bit. Clone is going to be hit. Jorg pushing ahead of so much of this util. He's got the site locked down, but all of Cloud9 able to pull up to upper.
You can just see by his pathing the disregard for his own life that Jojimo has, man. He is fearless.
Disregard for his own, but also his opponents. It's an easy pickup for him. No self-preservation mechanism ends up being his secret power. And that was an annihilation sent topside by G2. Trent lets it go. Baron again, rock solid! He's third for the rounds. Now it's up to Net. Try to unravel the chokehold that his old team has put him in.
He does have the annihilation if he can maybe find another kill.
Can't afford it.
No, he can with just 200 credits in the bank.
Trying to get through onto this A side of the map. They want to brawl for it. There's a TP away. Jorg up on Rubble, and Oxy is already in there. Fallon got taken down. That was the peak on the left side of Rubble. Jorg now has to think twice about going for this, and Oxy is deep. The cat amongst the pigeons. Don't mind if I do, he says. 9th frag of the game. More muted outing for Oxy, but come alive just now when he needs to.
They want to pivot towards C. Net is just jiggling, ready to throw the grab net in case they are walking in, but Leaf.
What about the dead
speed?
net?
Oh my god, the reaction on that is sick.
There's Jonah P. Vic is low, by the way. Just a strong wind to blow him over, and Jonah P is a hurricane. We're even up, though, in the post-plant. Leaf stepping forward on the side, getting ahead of the util. Oh, it's just too easy, baby.
It up for them.
All right, into the pistol we go. Cloud9 on the attack side. A 0 point reveals 0 information. No one on G2 pushed up in A main.
But we do have Leaf with the Headhunter making some presence in the middle of the map.
Headhunter.
Oh, what a first shot.
What a way to pick up where you left off as well. It's Oxy of all plays going down to that moment. And again, we saw this as well. Towards the end of Lotus, Mitch able to recover things in a pinch.
Out of nowhere, duel against Jonah P could determine the round, and it's one for the defenders. 3 versus 2. They can play to the man advantage in this retake.
Yeah, plenty of players set up towards tower here by G2, but the smokes are in their way right now. Speculative shots to try and soften up C9 in this post-fight. Vic tries to get ahead of it.
Oh, I can't believe that miss. Threaded the needle with that right click.
And the prof has himself his hat trick now. Low might just be the play, used to draw Net out of hiding. Nice little connection here, but it's too much to cover.
Original star duelist player for C9. That's where he Racked up a hell of a lot of the kills on that stat. Was the duelist initially for G2 as well last year, but it's when he swapped to Sentinel, they made the role changes that they really began to come into their own. And they want to go from just a great team to the best. They have the tools to do it this year. Your expectation should be that they can be contending for world titles.
Christie is selling for them on the desk. He says they're winning champions. You heard it here first. A lot of confidence. And there's the Marshall, not quite actually finding any purchase there straight down mid, but it's enough to dissuade Cloud9. They're headed over towards A again.
For Cloud9, they're just trying to get their nerve back, get comfortable again, get some confidence going individually. You know, they've had a couple small moments here and there, but they need someone to step up, take the reins.
Look at this, push-pull. G2 now being tempted over to the A side of the map, and Cloud9 have pulled the wall down over their eyes. Can they get to B, though, within this window? Looks like they're going to hit it pretty fast now. Leak, though, big catch. That's on the mid player. Mitch, the pivot, the fulcrum is down. And Leaf's in position to deal with anyone playing close. The double swing, though, it's just too much. Oh, my goodness, Leaf blows them away. Just a little too easy. Okay, Jorg. Yep. The internal canine makes its appearance. Dog stingers. Okay.
That is cheeky from Leaf getting into that A main position. A couple G2 players stacked up for B, and actually a quick rotate from Jonah, but the first blood is found by Vic, and with the Cosmic Divide, it's easy access to the B site.
Yep, now able to develop that one pretty early. So here it is, Jorg and Jonah P set up on the other side of that wall. Again, just a bonus here for G2, but they're definitely hoping to keep it lit on this C9 economy, to give them too free a win. Oxy waiting, salivating for a chance to throw down, but Trent is going to find his two.
Opportunity to do some real damage. G2, if they can find one more, that would be enough to have a pretty solid round here. They can't. No, no,
God.
no.
No, he's fine, it's fine. Easy.
Oh, easy.
Sticks the landing, and now he will lie in wait. Obviously, the rendezvous means he can get out of here at a pinch. So just one free pick, and then peace out! No, it's going to be Oxy to clean him up. Sometimes the best laid plans go to waste.
Reaction time was so swift from Oxy as C9 fall back out of A main. They want to regroup with Net, who's been containing towards B. They've been able to get access to the site relatively easily.
That is unfortunate. That's down on the bedrock level.
Take flight.
Going to be clearing this nebula here with the Owl drone. Already the Astra Stars set up. Pretty straightforward assortment of them. Now we can get past that gravity well pretty easily. Okay, Net gets the jump on Jorg here. So any threat of that wraparound through mid has been neutralized.
Now do G2 actually want to go for this in the 3 versus 5, or are they going to save? Here comes the fault line from Jonah P.
Null command from Mitch just popped here, so I think that's it. You're calling a cancel on that.
Yeah, at least they extracted a little bit of value from the pressure that they put on there to get that out. And
a gun.
Trent does pick up the kill on Net. Net, who, by the way, has been, despite, you know, Cloud9's woes in this series so far, he's been really good at reading the rotates from G2, cutting them off, finding picks on the flank in that way.
Sorry, Trent. Yeah, he's pinged it out.
On to B, at least that's what it looks like right now in G2. It looks like they want to actually fight forward. Dodger will take a duel and then teleport away to safety.
Drew out some utility in fairness. Fault line here going to disrupt things a little now for Cloud9, buying time for these players to get set up and onto the B side.
G2 have rotated 3 players into the site, ready to anchor.
They're so certain about this, despite not having a ton of mid control.
There had just been a drone reclear actually from Trent into mid. Ned is just passively watching the flank, something he's going to have to be very attentive to given their lack of Sentinel in this composition.
Okay. Nebula being thrown up towards heaven here by Cloud9, so it's the go signal for sure. Oxy with a cloud burst to try and deny any high ground play. He's going to plunge now. straight out of that cloudburst. Mitch has been so good on the ground. There's that tour de force though, claims his first victim of the round. It's Net out of the picture. Trent finds yet another one. George sat there waiting for Oxy to show. He knows Zeppa's high, but can't make the adjustment. Now it's Leaf. Headhunted tour de force ready. And Mitch, who's been pretty darn good, but not good enough.
Fact that they want to get an operator into the hands of Oxy.
Ooh. A little bit of free damage on Zeppa, nothing you'd write home about. Cloud9 settled into a bit of a default early in the round. What's Jorg up to on that B side? Maybe starting to inch up a little closer as Leaf has the line with this op.
They're taking positional liberties with the gate crash. Still back B, ready to teleport away to safety if necessary. It's a Cloud9 who really just want to slow down the game, allow Oxy some time to work mid. He's been holding a pretty passive angle, hoping that someone from G2 would maybe jump spot. And now it's Cloud9 actually throwing down 2 smokes deep mid, feigning that they could be walking up, making G2 consider that they could be far closer to them on the map than they actually are as they gather up for the A execute.
Yeah, Cloud9 just trying to obscure their movements and stretch the resources of G2 thin.
And now they've actually thrown the rifle over to Oxy. Vic has picked up that operator. They want to go for the A split here. They're going to have to deal with Leaf with this op. He wants to get his and teleport away, but just forced off by the flash. Can't get the value intended.
Oxy is very early getting into tower, though. I don't know how aware Jonah could be of this. And Oxy can get down their throats pretty fast, but instead opts to pull out back towards the middle part of the map and doesn't show himself either. Jorg checks it as he comes through with that dimensional drift, but he doesn't see Oxy yet. Rolling Thunder, Mitch trying to get away from that one. He's knocked right off into the distance, so there's Jorg. Mitch is dealt with. Sat in A main now, but again, the post-plant setup can be pretty oppressive for the attackers, unless they're all dead. It's just Net to play from here, and Vic's been a non-factor in this round, Wyatt.
Unfortunately, that op has just been next to useless. What a shot from Net, but the trade just as swift from Jawjumo.
What do you do from here? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Save the gun and live to fight another day.
Cut off a rotate that never came, and
Out of my way.
that Rolling Thunder sealed the deal.
G2 now. The Hunter's Fury to work with. So still some Initiator ultimates to leverage. And of course, no surprise to see the Blade Storm popped. Oxy getting on into tower, but Jonah slaps him down. Yeah, he's definitely beaten, battered, bruised after that engagement, but it's an encounter that goes positively for G2. And that spike is not on A yet.
Ooh. Lovely kill from Zeppa as C9 tried to scale into this site, get even further with the drone. The Hunter's Fury ringing out from Trent.
Jonah low, Trent needs to be a little careful. And there's Valorant catching
adjustment.
How? Okay. Still, Mitch has got a good spot here in tower to work with. Trent trying to dig him out with a shock will force him at least down to the site. That's the operator of Vic. Once again, he has it in his hands to play outside the site itself. And Mitch, again, he's in there. He's anchoring. And he has to be dug out here by G2. Fault line puts pressure on him, but he knows his angle's being held, or is it? That's the pick off on Vic that many couldn't respond, and now Net has the util here in the post plant to try and disrupt. Oh, got pulled off of it, we're at half. Oh, he gets taken down as he tries to push in, and there will be enough time for G2 to convert the rounds. Talking about Sentinels, I'm proud of us. Let's go. Round 8. G2 with a 3-round lead.
Here.
Back on the first map after Imi took a timeout, it was the second one, but that is when C9 started to string some rounds together, make a go at it, get back in the game just a bit. Mitch has the null command coming into this Cosmic Divide for Net as well, too. Enormous tools to get into the site, win out a post plant.
Inching down mid here, G2. They're starting to take liberties.
Yeah, they want to take advantage of this lack of Sentinel.
And Vic, pretty cerebral player, Wyatt, pretty hard to get the jump on. He's trying to make sure they don't catch the timing on it. Okay, here's the Cosmic Divide coming out pretty much straight away. Null command also popped by Mitch, so very hard and fast hit over to the B side.
But here comes the battle on the flank. This is crucial. Can Net find a kill? No, oh my god.
Now you're on a clock.
Jawjumo is so nasty.
Tick-tock now for C9. They know there's a chance to get wrapped on here, so they've got to go forward, but Jonah P is indomitable. Brick wall that stands in their way, and that first divide's about to come down. There's a second up, though. Valen laid his down as well. Zeppa's got a little rat spot in the corner, but Trent has the bait. And once again, it's Mitch alone on the site. He puts the groundwork in, but B win out their individual duels. One of them with a headhunter.
Cloud9 have a relatively decent buy into this one while still retaining enough cash for the future. They want to go fast into A. Vic applying a lot of pressure through mid, through the Venice Oxy. Does that dash updraft to meet up with him.
Valen was able to get out there. He was definitely tempted to investigate the Omen TP by Vic. Kind of knew he was at risk. Trent confirms. Oxy sat on the corner, is going to force him to drop straight on down net. Didn't have a timing that he thought of it. Jorg is in his head. Vic, though, only the one as the shorty cuts his life short.
Zeppo is trying to fight with Oxy. Here comes the dimensional drift. Information from Jogamo going to be so crucial for the rest of the squad.
He didn't see Mitch go into security, though, Wyatt. He's in a flanking position, but it doesn't matter. Trent's ready still, somehow. It's another oppressive G2 round, another post-plant unraveled.
This team is looking utterly fantastic. They're trying to get some control towards A main with that early 0 point, giving information to Mitch to try and call around as the IGL.
Oh god, they've taken all this space again, this time on the B side of the map. Vic, most of the time, doesn't know where to be looking. That fault line
was interesting.
Yep, definitely one of the more quizzical ones. The gate crash going to be used before it expires by Jorgamo to pull him back onto B.
Cloud9 are hoping that they're going to be able to find an opening pick by exploiting someone on G2 over pushing towards that B side of the map, but it's not going to come. They're playing relatively safe at the moment, just stacked up together.
Look how far back Valen is here.
Wow, do they pop out mid together off a flash?
There's no way! Okay, Jorg. God, he sees it. Gate crashes out instantly. Still, that's a lot of information that might cause C9 to call a cancel. Maybe just leave Oxy behind. He has to be the mole here, the one that undoes them from the inside.
Jogamo, at least temporarily, off that TP. He regrouped with Jonah, but is now rotating around. He's playing the float roll in spawn, can go to either site. Can Leaf find a pick here, though? That's tough. Forced away. Jonah in so much trouble. Pressure from Oxy in mid.
Buy some time, but Oxy won't be denied for long. He's expecting some action here. And he's about right. That's a clone that's going around the corner. Trent opens things up. Oxy's healthy enough to not have to worry about shockies, but getting lit would be an issue. He has to cloud burst this. Backs away from the shocks. God, how do you win that? Jorg taken down, and here come Cloud9 onto the B side, hitting it hard. Leaf was the anchor player, and he will be dealt with. Still 3 players for G2 to apply to this situation. And Trent is 1 away from Hunter's Fury.
Oxy does a fantastic job getting his, but just causing so much disarray, delaying, letting the clock run down. G2, the time is expiring. Their hopes are expiring of actually getting it diffused. There's still a molly in the hands of Mitch, and on tap, that's going to be thrown out.
Zephyr's got an ult too.
This round should be done.
I like this from Valen. Push up. Mitch doesn't expect it. You've got to get defusing pretty quickly though now, and Vic handles Valen. Now Trent could be a problem. No time. This will be the economy starting to get shaky.
Again, that early 0 point into A main. Doesn't catch anybody. And then Mitch will just walk forward with net, try to claim that space. The C9, watchful still for any kind of G2 aggression down mid. Wow, just Hunter's Fury seemingly out of nowhere. Off of a recon, perhaps?
They're going to push Leaf with this outburst. Oh my word! How do you see that coming? It's inhuman. The correction is ridiculous.
Vic has worked his way into vents, trying to be a presence, draw some attention as the split comes in. Zepek gets 1 tag. Can Vic do anything in heaven? Awkward. Fighting against Jonah P.
Got a bit of damage on him there, but Jonah's been really hard to shift it again. He comes out on top. Now Ned has to play for the low ground. Rolling Dunner going to be thrown at the side here by G2, and they are in. They capitalize instantly. Ned and Zeppo reeling, nowhere to go. And Heaven brooming with confidence is G2.
A tragic low buy for C9 to end this half. Leaf again going for the jump around this time. It does work. 3rd time's the charm.
A much closer angle to the wall there. They could not sniff him out. And that is brutal. Mitch has really been the one who has been the workhorse in some of these rounds.
Look at this awareness right now from Trent. He's posted up on the angle for Oxy. If he rounds the corner, this should be a free kill.
This is what I'm saying. Valen's calling structure, G2 in general, they shut down these breakout star players. They've taken Oxy's voice away.
They've even hit him with a fault line. Oh my god, he almost converted too.
That's a lot of damage.
Matter of fact, that's the amount of HP Jonah has left from that engagement.
They're barely holding it together, but still it's an important piece off the board for Cloud9 as G2 put them in check for the half.
Off all that distraction made from Oxy, though, it's allowed the rest of his team to just contact forward. They want to take an aggressive fight off the paranoia.
Tour force here for Leaf, not that it's necessary, but hey, round 12 and all.
C9 not able to find the value with that aggression as intended. They fall back despite Duncan. Can't find anything with the Sheriff.
Oh,
Can.
it's not good enough. It's not the weapon he needs in that situation. It's 3 for Leaf already, and it's up to Vic. All on his lonesome on that high ground. G2 convert a dominant, oppressive, masterful first half. It's 9 and 3.
Side of the stage at the moment. Imi is praying that begins to happen when maybe they get their first pistol round win.
Leaf already has purchased a decent number of headhunter shots here. 14 and 6. Another map consecutively he's looking to just run away with.
Absolutely dismantling his former team, though. Of course, it looks far different than the one he used to be on, aside from Zeppa, who, by the way, has been playing with this Cloud9 team for 1,298 days. One of the longest standing players with an org in the game at the moment.
And Mitch, who's only ever been on 2 teams. Oxygen and Cloud9, his whole career.
And then after Oxygen, Cloud9 again. Valen on the retreat. It's Cloud9 aggressive in mid, and that finds the first onto Trent.
Sorry, Trent, you are not Arsena today. Valen tries to go for a cheeky little wrap there, but is spotted out. That said, post-plant set up for G2 back in security. Jorgamo is set up, but he will have his hands full.
Hands full, but he has to be the hero. Jorgamo needs to find at least one and then threaten that backstab.
Okay, Headhunter secures one. Leaf flash forced away, now the Nebula in his face. Jonah might step onto the side here and look for a little pinch of magic. He saw Roxy. They're going, he can con this. He can con this to Leaf. He knows he's going to be overwhelmed, but he can't do anything about it still. Jonah has snuck in behind this space. It's been opened up though, and it's one. Just one.
Oxy able to claim the last 2 kills, and it's close. Zeppa gets that defeat to finally get a pistol round. Actually be in the driver's seat economically in this game.
Who's pushed up in this smoke? It's Net. With the judge. Was hoping that G2 would challenge here, but Jonah P, after copping some early damage here, is going to pull back with the Marshall. And we're done with A for now.
Watchful eye on mid with that Marshall. Scoped weapons so strong, or Outlaw rather. So strong on this map.
Okay, look at the group up here. 2 C9 players over on that B side. They're going to have some advance warning. Then they can have an Astra Star triggered to buy some time as well. It's going to be Mitch and Vic. 2 of the most recent pickups for this squad. And joining them is Oxy from that high ground with that Outlaw, something that's lethal to G2. One-shots across the board. Mitchie with a fault line here. Valorant and Trent want to try and push up, take liberties. Vic's timing, not quite there. He doesn't see the player push coaster. Now he's overwhelmed at close range, but Oxy chimes in for 2. From that high ground, now to the Sheriff. Interrupts the plan. Oxy! He's looking for it! Oh, and it slips away! The utter disrespect!
Moment of the season, I feel.
That's right. We had him hitting all levels of Super Saiyan last year, but very quickly, G2 looking to keep a lid on the energy for Cloud9. Okay, Oxy pulls that one out of a hat.
He might just be entering the flow state, that intuitive spam.
That's called Ultra Instinct, thank you. Right, I'm older than you, man, come on.
Not really my thing.
By a lot. Really? Cringe. Blade Storm here for Oxy. Leaf has pushed up well on coast, but G2 not fully committed to this yet. Rifle round for them, of course, a chance to take the game back into their own hands. And everybody be careful, Oxy's waiting. Fault line dodge, the same one as we saw last round. It's Mitch again. Crucial frag, but it's not enough. Down to Vic, and he's the ghost player for this round. And he's been about as invisible with all this action over at B.
You can see that they're trying to get the confidence flowing. They're trying to fight together, and they are fighting together, but the duel's just not going their way. This G2 team, all aspects of the game right now, firing on all cylinders.
Just as C9 get the head above water, just as they get one of those classic morale-boosting prescribed Oxy aces.
Gun here.
They've got to dig deep once more. Again, money's still fine. They got 2 guns away from G2, so there are bright spots here. Vic's also been able to recover a rifle. Oxy, our ace leader in his second season of the VCT. That is pretty nuts. 5 to his name. And that gate crash now starts to saunter down mid. That'll be Jorgamo, maybe using that to get behind enemy lines. Yep, instantly TPs to it. He's in there, but there's nothing to grease him.
This is dangerous for C9. They have to be so aware of the presence in mid. It's going to draw eyes away from the players who may normally be anchoring a site.
He couldn't get out. He got suppressed by the 0 point and couldn't gate crash away. He's stranded.
Just mistimed that.
Decoy.
Net's still on the angle. Decoy goes out, but...
Okay, having some issues with the utility this round is our boy. That's fine, because he can shoot good normally.
I've seen better Jorgamo rounds.
They take the good with the bad, Wyatt. All right, there's Oxy toppled from the top of the boxes, but Net finds a second. Falls back off it. Now buys some time. No great post-plant position set up here for D2 yet. They're grouped here towards Coast.
With that plant, though, Jonah P. Rolling Thunder will be available. That could easily even up this 3 versus 4 into a 3v3 and get further advantage from there.
The backstab pressure, though, it's real. Jonah very mindful of it. Leaf suppressed for now, Rolling Thunder at the ready. This one could be devastating. It's hit a couple, but Net's gonna be there. That's 4 for Net. Say it ain't so, surely! Oh, Zappa with the steal! Sickening stuff!
We've been robbed of our gift card, Mitch. We've been robbed.
Not one, but
after losing his spot with G2 in Americas, struggling at the beginning of his foray and Challengers playing with M80, but then ending the year being a standout player on that team. I was so impressed with how he turned things around. You could see him finding his confidence again, and that is carried over into Americas. He's looking so nice.
Pivotal here for C9 on this map. Basically, as soon as the first round began, he had that very early Cosmic Divide to set up the gun round for Cloud9. And again, when he's been needed, he stepped up. We've got a Guardian and a rifle here still for Leaf to work with. Also a Cosmic Divide for G2 to try and set this up.
You are divided.
Here is the divide.
Net is quite far away, trying to rotate quickly. This is going to be tough for C9 to get through.
Oh. All right, let's cut the map up. We have bisected it twice, and there's Oxy. That is at that range. Not sure how it happened. Shock dart straight through the wall. Looking for some damage there is Zeppa. And Oxy's already on the defuse. Bowled over by Leaf, but from up on high, it's the RKO from Zeppa. Beautiful. Jonah P, no problem. Nobody's looking at Jonah. Except Net. And that's all Cloud9 needed. They have slowly but surely climbed back into this map.
By Leaf with the stinger, but has the tour de force that's going to be popped in. So, of course, it's aggression from C9. Fault line. Difficult for Oxy to wade through.
Jonah just piles them down with that one, but they're not done. Still pushing up, and Oxy's claim too. What a frenetic opener to this round. Oh my God, he's right. Bam! Oxy gets out. Somehow Trent is alive. There we go. You know, win those. That's fine.
Time to jump.
Jorg with the trade, but in a 1 versus 3. That was not a clone, folks. Folks. G2 again. Awkward half by Leaf with a rifle. There is a dimensional drift for Jorgamo.
That is all Cloud9 setting up their star, Oxy. He capitalizes. This is the best map he's had so far in 2025. Single, forced away. At least still living.
This round, though, the winds don't blow in his favor. Not early, anyway. Trent's looking to inch up here. Nothing really but a sheriff to his name. No one tapping that orb quite yet. A minute in the round already. You expect Jorg maybe to go forward with this. Valen will be on the setup.
That is a risky position for a very low HP. Ooh. Net, he's caught in the grab well with the shock.
What a combo. Normally it's like a seized nade look. That's probably harder to put together. Great grab well timing.
Lovely util.
Free kill on this sort of anti-eco. You've got to feel good.
Rifle can't be recovered, though. It's too far away for the G2 team, who are gathered up in main. Here comes the dimensional drift from Jaw. Wants to spot the players out, gets the info on all 4, matter of fact.
He's seen them, but what can they do about it? Here's Oxy with a tap. Rolling Thunder comes in. Do G2 step onto the side? Well, Jorg does. makes a quick exit though as Valor now goes brrr, trying to spray down, enters that Omen smoke, the right clicks don't quite get him there. Oxy's down to half, but still more work needs to be done. Fault line is good, spray even better. And Trent finished
From the dimensional drift.
Cutting through.
G2 making the most of a bad economic situation. C9 though, economically, still pretty good. They've got the operator in the hands of Oxy. A tough round loss, but they're not out of this by any means just yet.
That's disruptive though. The economy's in a weird place, not terrible. Like you said, an op in the hands of their jet player. Always a good sign. Last time we saw Trent with the Hunter's Fury, it was speculative. He just sort of threw it out early in the round. This time though, a bit more judicious about its deployment.
G2 intend on working up mid, splitting into B. So much pressure on that. Can he get his damaged up on the run and caught by Jaw?
Somehow again, G2 zero in on Net's position and kind of bowled him over with numbers at the start of a round. Mitch now, playing in an awkward spot between a rock and a hard place. And again, still able to extract the kill. It's so big. They need more than that. Nicely done by Vic. Already down to 5. And this plan is one that Oxy can't really intervene in Wyatt. There is Zephyr up mid though.
Zeppa's going to have an engagement against Trent here. Will he be ready? This kill could certainly determine how this round plays out. Finding that advantage.
Both are healthy. Both are armed. Oxy inside this smoke, there's no way he gets away with it. Kid Wonder doesn't make it happen. And Zephyr here now really doesn't have many options left. This is G2 going to series points. And they clear.
Patience for
Time to jump.
And Oxy's finally come online, Wyatt. It's taken 2/3 of the series, but he's here now. It might just be too late.
posted up on mid, watching for anyone who may want to go through the dark cover. This time it's a fake gate crash from Jogamo.
And they know it. I can see the splat on the ground here. A lot committed to mid by Cloud9 this round.
And the Cosmic Divide
It's
is a pure sell. There's a gate crash in spawn. Jogamo's going to make noise. He's going to leave.
It's on net again. It's up to this guy again against his old team.
With the judge in the nebula.
I've seen how this one ends.
G2 are biding their time. Are they really going to wait this smoke out?
Can
Let
they
it dissipate.
They wait it out. Oh, no!
The patience, the
nebula comes down and so does the curtain on Net's round. Devastating for Cloud9. Zephyr though pays it no mind. He gets himself into the side, but Jonah P sends him careening off the map.
So many teams there would have just gone into the site, tried to play off the cell with speed, pace. Not G2. They take their time. They punish Net for it. They don't make mistakes like that.
And now you just ease into a post-plant situation. Slowly the Anaconda strangles. First, it's the aftershock. Forces him off the plant. Then more spray. This time, a gravity well. Another tickle, another attempt. It's Trent here with the Hunter's Fury to end